are you? I am the magnificent
DJ Cut Master Cut Chemist on the West Coast.
I'm back
In the lab
Down in Southern California.
This is a stable sound.
Okay, let's begin.
1, 2. I'm gonna start off a little something like this. If you want to get stupid or try to get loose, want to yell, ooh, 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 that means juice. I'm down with Mr. Magic and the Juice Crew, the master of the ha-ha, the master of the meow meow, master of the boom, 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 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, a boom, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, a boom. I like to introduce myself. My name is Biz Markie. I came to rock the house for the young ladies and everybody in Brooklyn, Manhattan and Queens, and the Bronx, and Staten Island, and Long Island, and all around the world. We're gonna do a little something like this. What's up, James?
Chemist here. Welcome back. A Stable Sound Radio, y'all. It's been a minute.
A long minute, man.
And we got my man Mike Styles.
What up, what up?
And special guest today, DJ Numark.
Hola. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Uncle New.
Yes, yes.
And of course, you know, nothing can get the band back together like the passing of a legend, Mr. Biz Markie.
Yes, yes.
There's so much to talk about. So let's just get into it. I pulled a bunch of stuff, and shout out to everybody that's been doing tributes.
Yeah.
DJ Spinna had an amazing one. Mike D's Echo Chamber was awesome.
Yep.
And just the things I'm seeing on social media of post video from flyers, you know, like pre-records, you know, flyers, tapes. My man Oxygen played a tape of Make the Music. It was all vocodered up, and so I mean, you know, this dude's legacy goes way, way, way beyond what he did on record.
Absolutely.
You know, getting his start with Mike and Dave from the Crash Crew, and doing shows with them.
Yeah.
And then getting down with Marley and the Juice Crew.
Word up.
And then moving on up to the 90s when we met him as a collective.
This is good stuff, man. The whole point is we're honoring the God Biz. So whatever we got to do to honor such an incredible human being, that's what we're going to do.
1, 2, 1, 2. Tell me when to start.
Start right now.
Yo, this is the diabolical Biz Markie. And the first big break that I found was like in 1979. It was 2 breaks. I found What's on Your Mind by Brass Construction, and I found the 12-inch. And I found the Monster album by Herbie Hancock. Them were my first funky big breaks. But then after that, I started just finding anything else. You know how that go. Now, when I first started digging, I started going to like Downstairs Records, when they was downstairs right by 8th Avenue on 42nd Street. They used to have a kid named Elroy there, and they used to have all these records on the wall. They had the $3 records like Old Black Betty and, you know, stuff like that. Then they had $5 and $10. $10 like Impeach the President, Black Grass, and stuff like that. You know, a lot of DJs and stuff used to go down there. I used to come from Long Island with Midnight Express, or I used to come by myself and go look for breaks that I like to rhyme. See, I used to like to rhyme to slow, funky beats. You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy right there.
I always wanted to use this for Biz.
You and Biz had a real special relationship. I remember tripping out on it. Like I remember feeling like proud.
Oh man.
I remember feeling like, well, you know, we were kind of fresh off of the what was it? Fat Joe at the Good Life that didn't go over great.
Yeah, right.
And then Biz gets there and kills it.
Yeah, he crushed it.
And then now you guys are kind of like friends, and I'm like, this is really great for the West Coast, for us digging, for a lot of reasons. It was like the East and West were not so joined at that time.
Yeah, that's right. It was a crazy time.
Yeah.
When he went up, he represented hip-hop, There was no coast drama with him. And, like, I think that was immediately recognized by the crowd.
Right.
You can hear it. Like, check this shit out. This is the night I met Biz at The Good Life.
On you, Biz.
All right. Yo, when I tell you to when I go like this, bring it down. Not yet. Let it go. Are we freestyling? Let me get down. Break it down. 1, 2, 2. Okay, now 1, 2. Now can I kick it? Oh. Now can I kick what? Now can I kick it? I don't know. Okay, let me spell my name. One of the B-R-C, the numbers, the A, the officer, K. I'm not Jack, Jill, John, or Lamar, Renee. Number 1 place in West Coast is L.A. Rock. MC singing, it's me, Z. Original B-R-C, the L was the A-R-K-I-E. Every record I sing, mate. Shake and bake around the microphone and I will take. Yo, I'm Biz Markie, you know I'm good. Right about now, I'm a rhyme backwards. Zig-zag, zaga, zaga, zuga, zay. Zaga, zig-zag, zaga, zuga, zay. Zag, zug, zag, zug, zaga, zuga, zay. That means L.A. is number 1 today, and I rock, and I don't stop. Now can I kick it?
Oh, yes you can.
Now can I kick it?
Well, maybe you can.
Now can I kick it?
But maybe you can.
Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm gonna pass that mic down to OMD and do what you like if you want to get the party real. Yo.
So were you spinning for Biz that day?
Nah, man.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I walk in The Good Life and I see somebody that kind of looks like Biz.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, it kind of looks like Biz, but I've never seen Biz in real life, so I'm not sure. And why would he be here?
Right,
Kind of thing,
right.
And so my friend Shady, who was doing a lot of filming in the neighborhood, she was like, yo, Biz wants to meet you. I was telling him that, about records, he wants to hook up with you. And I was like, fuck, that is Biz.
I think that struck me the most the first time I met Biz through you is his openness. I've been saying it so much in my posts or when I talk to people about him. Like he really figured out how to be a human, Like
Yeah.
in ways I'm still really struggling with, at this age. But it seemed like in his 20s, 30s, he was already like very welcoming to people he didn't know. Didn't matter what they looked like. Didn't matter, as long as they had similar.
Out in California, we throw the phrase around old soul like loosely,
Yeah.
but I will say that dude was an old soul. But the thing that made him unique is he still was a kid at heart.
Yeah.
And to hold both of those extremes in one person, extremely rare.
Yeah.
He was excited, to somebody who already had one of the biggest legacies in hip hop, and to invest back into that as somebody who collected in it. Mm-hmm. We all, you're a collector, I'm a collector. We're all collectors, right? And we collect hip hop. But he was the first person I've recognized as somebody that collected on that level.
You're just speaking specifically records or hip hop or
everything, sneakers, dolls,
toys, and I think that's why you guys hit it off so quickly. I used to come to your crib and you're like, hang on a sec, I'm talking to Biz.
Hi, Luke. It's Biz. When you come home, call me. I got some new records. You would bug out. Bye-bye.
Like, what is going on right now? And this is like at the height of, like, what made it special for me and what made me like proud of you is that we were like really becoming serious about the record fairs. And you were, we talked a little bit about this on the Russell podcast, but you were like, come on, you're either going to meet me or you're not, man. We're going 5 a.m. Let's go.
Right.
And I remember feeling like we got to catch up. Like these dudes on the East Coast are killing it. You got the Pete Rocks, you got, Premier, you got all these dudes collecting incredible stuff. And Biz was definitely one of the big ones that was like collecting crazy shit. And then our like basically first gig together at the Gaslight, he comes and brings 7 inches and plays, right?
So the weird shit about
was that the same
is-
night? Was that Gaslight?
That was Gaslight.
Yeah,
that was Gaslight. So on one of the digging excursions or whatever in LA, I was like, hey, by the way, I do a Friday night at this place called the Gaslight. If you want to come hang.
Yeah.
It wasn't on some like, if you want to come DJ. I don't think at that point I knew he DJ'd. So I was like, you want to come hang? He probably won't show up, whatever. Cab rolls up outside. I was outside for some reason. Yeah, this is before cell phones. So it wasn't like, hey, I'm on my way or none of that shit. It wasn't that. And so the cab pulls up. Homie jumps out of the back with a bright green jumpsuit and a box of 45s. And he was like, yo, I want to DJ. That fool DJ'd an all 45 set. It was the first time I've ever seen an all 45 set ever in my life. And you remember he rocked it.
I remember I wasn't in my body that night because it went from, oh yeah, I would walk into your crib at your mom's house and you were talking to him. And then it was like he was in front of me and I obviously had all his singles and stuff off Pop Art and the Vapors and everything, and he's like in front of me rocking ABC, and I'm right. What's going on? I remember he was taking ABC to the Hilton. He was working it, and I was like, wow, ABC really works in the club. All right.
ABC, easy as 1, 2, 3, all simple as do, re, mi. ABC, 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me, girl.
I was the same, man. He rocked the house. Like, no one knew he was coming. It wasn't like it was announced because I didn't even know he was going to play. It was just a hang. And, we had a pretty good crowd every night. It was a small club.
Yeah.
He played Mardi Gras on 45. He played, like, staple singers. And it was amazing.
Well, he'd also do this thing, which I really liked from the way he plays, where he would just wasn't really so concerned about incredibly tight blends or anything like that. He would stop and talk on the mic.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, this one goes out to yada yada, boom, and drop it in, and like it's a human thing, and all the technical guys needed to see it. Like you can still talk to the people, interact with them, make them laugh, whatever it is. And Biz is an OG at that. Like he's
right. You have to acknowledge that there are other people in the room.
Yeah,
Biz,
you feel like you're being hugged by Biz.
Exactly. I don't know how many times he went to the Gaslight, but it was more than once, right? Because I have a cool story.
I feel like I remember twice, but the one that really sticks out is when he was DJing.
The first one, yeah. So, check this out. This is at the Gaslight. This is back when I was bringing my little handheld joint.
Oh, shit.
And so, Sam I Am and Doze from Rocksteady and Biz and I are sitting at the table outside in that little patio. And just, so they started singing to hit. Somebody drops Make the Music in the club. So check this out. It's a real cool moment.
Wheel up now, wheel up. Big up, big up.
What's that?
Big up to Biz. Big up to Biz.
That's your shit.
Oh,
they don't got a mic. I could have sung that shaking. Ooh, ooh.
that's all I get.
Check it out.
Looking back in time, through the corners of my mind, I see you standing there. How much I miss you, how much I wanna kiss you, and run my fingers through your hair.
Fucking Doze.
But then again, it's just my imagination. Came over to your house. And you was on your ministration. Confrontation. Now what the fuck am I supposed to do while you on your ministration? East Coast definitely.
I remember this.
Yeah, man.
I remember that.
That shit was cool.
I remember
right?
that. You just brought me back. You just fucked me up, dude. I remember we were laughing our asses off and just hype.
The power that he had to make you feel like you were respected.
Special.
Special.
Yeah.
Like all the things that when you meet your heroes, you don't get.
Yep.
And Biz did all those things. Like, you know, when I walked in and met him, he treated me like I was somebody. And I was blown away by that.
Well, yeah, and well, so I don't know if you're trying to keep this chronological, Luke, but I'll just say one thing that happened at this last playlist retreat at Jazzy Jeff's playlist retreat. If you're trying to keep it in timeline, let me know. But this last playlist retreat was the last time I saw him, and he walked into the retreat, and he has this thing I call it the stickiness factor. You know, some entertainers really have this where they walk in the room and they kind of glow, or they, you know, you just like all eyes kind of go to them.
Yeah.
I get that when I see Flavor Flav. Like, there's a few people I get that where they walk in and you're like, they're kind of glowing.
It's larger than life shit.
Yeah. And so Biz had what I call the stickiness factor. You know, he just sticks to people. People gravitate towards him. This last playlist retreat, I remember sitting at the table with like Scratch and Kid Capri and Jeff and a bunch of other people. And, you know, we all get this feeling where you feel like I'm kind of left out of the conversation. I'm just going to listen. But you kind of feel like small, for lack of a better adjective. You just kind of feel like
those giants.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to feel that way.
Right. So I'm just kind of sitting there, and then out of nowhere, Biz got his stories mixed up. But it was really fucking like human of him, going back to that. He was like, out of nowhere, he yells, "Yo, Numark, remember when we went to Bakersfield and cleaned out that warehouse?" And I started dying. So I've been wanting to ask you.
Nah, it wasn't me.
If maybe you and Mumbles went with Biz on a digging trip to Bakersfield up north or something like that.
But I know he's probably talking about Salty's Record Addict. But
yeah. I mean, I know my memory ain't what it used to be, and I probably ended up somewhere in my travels with him. I just don't remember Bakersfield.
You know, he probably just used that as a vehicle to bring you in.
Yeah.
Which was incredible. Like the fact that he sensed.
Yeah. I was quiet. And I was just listening.
And he came in as brought you in. Yeah. He was like, "Nah, man, you belong here in this conversation."
And look, you know, shouts have to go to Jazzy Jeff for throwing that retreat, because he knows people are going through these things. He knows that people are going through writer's block. He knows that, you know, this person should really link up and do a track together, or trade files or whatever, you know.
He's playing matchmaker.
Jeffessor X.
Jeffessor X.
He's Jeffessor X, dude. He's fucking X-Men, dude. It's Jeffessor X, bro. Like, so shouts really go to Jeff for, like, you know, the point being, I'm sitting at this table and I'm like, I'm invisible right now, you know, and he just brought me in, and then like 5 minutes later, he's inside Jeff's house, and there's literally, I have video, I'll send it to you as well, of 10, 15 people just surrounded around him like it's Christmas time, and he's saying, "Okay, this would happen with Crash Crew," and just telling stories.
Right.
And people are just like waiting on his every word. It's just insane. You know who I would really like to talk to more about this, that I wish was in town for this podcast, is Maceo.
Huh.
I feel like when De La brought him on Balloon Mind State, was it? Yeah. Balloon Mind State. I felt like, bring Biz back. He's an energy I want to hear, because I just always loved his voice. Like he had one of the dopest voices in hip hop. Period.
It was definitely signature, and certainly in that song, where it was like, you know, it was that era where Biz was getting a little bit more guttural in his voice, and it works so well in that song in particular.
Test 1, 2. Oh man, I check a letter. What you mean, Biz Markie? What you mean, Biz Markie? I hit the ride with the mayonnaise, that's what I mean. What you mean, Biz Markie? What you mean, Biz Markie? Man, I got beats on my sleeve like it wouldn't believe. What you mean, Biz Markie? What you mean, Biz Markie? I was fine. I substitute a bottle to let me serve you with the soul, with the plug of 2 scoops. Mr. Miyagi never did dip for the bootleg is my legs and grit about a hug. And who gets the knots? I knots by the chance. I rain dance. But step it just a bit, I don't need another shadow. Makes, it's gonna be the new man's motto. Don't increase the bull, because my pulley is broken and my belly is full. It's a second eye record Stacking on the bone and the ball, making London bridges fall. So check it. I bring a point to the joints that we change and chop, but we could bring it back to the beatbox.
That song is probably my favorite Biz feature.
What's the name of that joint again?
Stoned Age, is that the one?
Stone Age.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Man, I've been
exactly.
on that. Yeah. I was just gonna mention, because you were kind of talking about the humanizing factor of Biz and bringing you into the conversation, and even in his music, a lot of it was, I was this underdog the last time you see me.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
And, Vapor's just bigging up his crew all the time. So, I mean, that just seems like it was just a part of his character to not just taking the ride by himself, but everybody that's around kind of just lifting them up.
Yeah.
You don't meet people like that, you know?
Yeah.
You just don't meet people like Biz. Not just on a legacy level, but just as a human.
Yeah.
The way he made you feel, it was a superpower.
Yeah.
So talking about his voice,
Yeah.
You brought an acapella.
Yeah, and what made me think of this acapella, well, I mean, as you know, Luke, I love stem cell research. Anything stems, I'm all in.
For sure.
But what made me think about this when you said, hey, we're going to do this podcast, man. By the way, thank you for doing this, man, because this is like really, really uplifting to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I shared a lot of these moments with you, man, so it's only right.
But what made me think about wanting to play the acapella was there was a time when people just started sampling Biz.
Right.
And that's rare, like to sample your buddies.
Right.
That's a rare thing.
Kind of around the same era, like
New
like a
York
little
dudes
bit.
sampling New York dudes.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Usually you dig outside of the circle to get your sources.
You're digging for the James thing and the vocal grunt here and yada yada. People were like, Nas, on and on.
Biz was our James Brown.
Biz was our fucking James Brown, dog. Like, I mean, like, Pete was, half a bar phrases looping, Notorious B.I.G. back in the days.
Or even even one better, like Shadow using wow.
Yeah. Just a sound effect.
Shadow.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he's saying Shadow.
But right. That was crazy.
You know me as the B-I-Z-M-A-R-K-I-E-N. I go for what I know, doing a show for human beings. I'm guaranteed to rock to make the ladies scream and shout. I'm bound to wreck your body as they turn the party out. The Marty rapper, toe tapper, always having fun. And when you hear the Biz Markie, you get the job done. Yes, I'm the M-A-R-K-I-E. You know that's me. I got the stutter step to keep it check. My speed is so unique. They say I look and sound funny, but I don't be caring. I rock the Latin Quarter, Rooftop, Union Square, and Roseland. The Hawthorne, Madison Square Garden, even right for the World Fair at Jefferson Center. In the ways that I'll be talking about, the places I'll be rocking. I love to perform for the people that be clocking. I say that your own minds are on it like a hornet, but you pay for a good performance. They're on it, you want it. That's why I'm here to be like letting you know, and that I'm a highly recognized as the king of disco and making people laugh and have a lot of enjoyment. I'm the best person for this type of employment. That's why
Nobody beats the Biz.
Nobody beats the Biz.
Definitely some OD in there.
Nobody beats the Biz.
Nobody beats the Biz.
On and on to the break of dawn. When you buy food cheap, you need a coupon to catch a sale retail before it gets stale. So hurry up and get the wick, check out the mail and stop non-stop. But how I hip hop on the mic and like make it cooperate with the rhythm. That is what I give them. Reagan is the press, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm. It might sound confusing, the style that I'm using, but in the end, I'm sure that you will find it quite amusing and funny. Oh, honey, it's just ridiculous. Don't try to front. Come on and admit you was thrilled, chilled. Your heart was fulfilled, so respect the architect as I begin to build. Science and my reliance is upon my rap. Like Carl Lewis, I get to it. So let's go to lap.
Nobody beats the wind. Nobody beats the wind.
The Wiz is now 10 great superstores with the opening of its newest store at 12 West 25th Street. Nobody beats the Wiz on this sharp VHS VCR unbeatable at $269. On a Gold Star 19-inch color TV unbelievable at $188. Or this Sony stereo cassette Super Walkman unmatched at $69.
Nobody beats the wind. Nobody beats the wind.
Grand opening sale at all stores. Be there. The Wiz with stores throughout Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Newark.
Nobody beats the wind. Nobody beats the wind. Nobody beats the wind. Nobody beats the wind.
Do you remember the hotel room?
Yes, I think that's the next logical.
I think that's
progression
the next
is to talk about the hotel room.
So we walk in the Hotel Nico on La Cienega.
Nico, yeah.
And he was out here for an extended period of time for In Living Color, doing episodes with Jamie Foxx, Wanda character, Judy Booty. That whole thing.
Right. That's
okay.
Yeah.
And so we get there, and he's like, "Yo," big teddy bear, gives you a hug with no shirt.
Yeah.
And then he's watching video footage that he shot of like the Def Jammed or Cold Chillin' tour of Marley on a tour bus.
Oh shit.
Super exclusive.
His personal footage.
Personal footage.
Right, yeah.
And we're sitting there
right,
like...
That's right. Yeah, we were like, I remember we were awestruck. Like, what are we watching? That's right. Damn, you got a great memory, dude.
Oh my goodness.
The doo-doo.
And then there's the Arsenio Hall show. So we go.
And what's just cool about this is like Arsenio's last season, man.
Biz Markie is an inspiration because I'm sure a lot of you have dreams and you're saying, I hope I can make my dreams come true. At some point, somebody probably told you, you can't sing, you ain't gonna never have a hit record, right?
Yeah.
But you broke their face.
Hey, you know how I go. That's how they catch the vapors.
Hello? Yes, he made it all come true. Let me sit this down over here.
After it was damn near the end.
Because it would have been 94, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we were like, we slid in right when the window was closing with Biz going, "Hey guys, you want to go to Arsenio Hall with me?"
Right, and Fly Tie.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's
Fly
right.
Tie in the limo going to Roscoe's after the show. Biz wasn't with us. It was just me, you, and Ty. And he gave us fucking business cards. I'm like, I just got a Fly Tie business card, dude.
Yeah.
And when I watched that Biz episode of Arsenio Hall, like, talk about having the crowd in the palm of your hand. Singing "Lean on Me," walking around the crowd.
When I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
He put interaction first. His whole shit
Yeah.
was interaction number one, and then everything else kind of falls into suit. So, made sense. So at Arsenio, do you remember him? I can't remember where we were, if we were backstage with him. I feel like we were in the audience when he was asking us, but that wouldn't make any sense.
We were in the audience. I don't think we made it backstage.
Okay, so I know you and I sat in the audience and watched Biz perform that, but do you remember him asking us, okay, should I perform What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong? Or do you remember what the second song was? And we were like, dude, you better perform What a Wonderful World because you'll murder that.
And he didn't.
And he didn't. And we were like, oh!
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
From that day, I was always like, dude, I hope he puts out What a Wonderful World, What a Wonderful World. I was like, that shit is crazy.
Didn't I see a video of him doing it at the Table Playlist?
I don't. Yeah. Yes, I think because I was saying Biz. See, that's the other thing that's just like breaking my heart. It's like Biz. I'm putting out this record called Run for Cover, all covers. And man, I'd love to do what you said you were gonna do at Arsenio in 1993. And he goes, "Oh man!" Like he was tripping that I remembered it. And he's like, "Yeah, we should do it." But all while I was saying that, Mace was like, "Man, you're supposed to come to the studio and record this thing," so I could tell, like, I knew it was never gonna get done, but I had to say how,
right?
I had to put it in the universe,
Oh yeah,
but it was like,
ask.
because you could hear the drums, you could hear everything, in him just murdering it. I'm Biz Markie, that's Uncle New, and I could hear the whole thing.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them gleam from me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Right?
Wow, we doing this record.
What up? This is Prince Paul. And right now, and I mean right now, you listen to the sounds of my man Chemist, and this is a stable sound.
So going back to when we first started to kick it, it was always in the summer. It seemed like it was always hot as hell. Driving around town in my mom's caddy with Biz, you know, going to like Final Vinyl and Just for the Record in Numark Park, or Record Finders on Melrose. And you know, we would talk to Kevin, and I think that was the moment where he was buying 45s of album cuts, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, why are you tripping? Like, I buy 45s, but for things that are only on 45. It's not like I'm buying the Mountain 45. And he's like, you crazy? Anyway, so after we would, do our day, we would go back to the house and chill. And funny moment, we fired up the mic, and the dog at that moment just kept barking.
Monty, Fatso, Shaggy, Ramel, and Yak. I rock the microphone from back to back. Listen to me, I won't have no slack. Gotta give a shout out to Cut Chemist, the original man with the pull. I'm the M, the AR, cake up with the ego. The original with the funky idea. Ain't no other MC messing with me, cause I'm the incomparable SKB-Z. So listen to the brother, ain't no stutter can mess with me, cause I won't mutter. Sing the funky records from here to the gutter. Even with the dog barking in the background. Super educated with the funky fresh slang. I'm the super educated with like a visa. The original, famous like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I am the one and I rap. I got rock, shock the microphone, make your hand clap. You see me, I'm just like a consumer. See me chillin' with the Green Puma. I rock the mic and I do what I like. I'm not another Mickey Mouse just riding a bike. You like the way that I start to display with the rhythm and the rhyme and rap cliche. Hey, you know I got the golden voice and I'm guaranteed to rock and make the girls body boys. I'm not Superman, I'm not Aquaman, I'm not Batman. I got the mic in my hand, but I could go for night rhymes that I be writing. You listen to me, you know I sound right, and you know that.
Keep going.
Break it, break it, break it. Ah, break it on down.
So the $1 million question is, have you played this in a set?
Not as the first time I ever played it for anybody.
Never.
Wow, you really need to, because that is beautiful, man.
Yeah,
that's a winner, especially in this climate.
I know, right?
And it sounds like a professional recording.
Yeah, I think I just had Yes We Can looped on the MP, because I'm not cutting
That was my
it.
next question.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it, per his request, he was.
That was my third question. Was like,
it wasn't like I picked that. He was like,
you would never
break up the Pointer Sisters. I want to rap over that. And it was just, and it's straight to dat. Like the dat is the only way that exists.
Wow.
So of course, you know, I haven't listened to it in years, and I was searching high and low for it.
So wait, he came to the crib. You guys decided he decided he wanted to rap over Pointer Sisters. And what was the whole point of it? What were you guys doing that day is really the question. You guys are just...
I think we were just taking a respite from digging, and we were just hanging out in the little glass house, the Red October.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, what was I like, hey, man, let's turn on the mic and fucking have some fun or whatever. Because I know there was a moment where I was trying to show him, like, my DJ skills, and I was, like, cutting it up. And I felt stupid while I was doing it, because I was just like, I don't think... You know, like, I'm like, check out this technique, you know?
Yeah.
And I could just kind of feel him being like, hey, can we just rap over Pointer Sisters? Like, get this shit out of here.
He wanted the meat and potatoes,
And so that's, you know, I'm like, let me cut it up for the biz. You know, like, maybe I can audition my DJ skills. No, but, well, that's... and after that, he's like, now loop Mr. Magic, and I also have that.
A little something like this. Yeah, we just bugging out. Check them out, y'all. Check them out, y'all. Yeah, don't stop. That body rock. My name is Biz, as you will agree, and ain't no other MC that can mess with me, cause I can rock the mic, and I'll give it your own, and I'm guaranteed to rock and make it have a ball, because I am a sure shot, yes indeed. I am a sure shot, yes I am a show shot, yes indeed. I am a show shot. I said me and Superman, we had a fight. I hit him in the face with all my might. I punched him so hard he fell to the floor. Picked him up and ragged him some more. Turned around and hooted to see it was a Lois Lane. She was looking at me. She said, yo, Biz Markie, you are the best, cause you knocked the S off Superman's chest. He took my hand and led me to the room. We smoked 3 joints and cracked a quarter brew. I looked at her and thought she was fine. Knew the deal, what was on her mind. So we took off the clothes and clicked off the light and we rocked the bed till the sky was bright. When it came to the break of day, she said, yo, Biz Markie, why don't you stay? I took you some breakfast and some orange juice. That's one thing I couldn't refuse. After I ate, I kissed her goodbye. She said, whoa, Biz Markie, you're one hell of a guy. It's like that, y'all, and don't stop. You keep on to break it on. And now you know the voice and you know the choice. I'm guaranteed to rock the mic and get the girls' body moist. Perpendicular, the human orchestra. It don't matter to me if I hits or her. I rock the microphone down most definitely. And listen to me and you be agreeing. Ain't no other MC messing with the best. Got the rap technique with the most finesse. And I go on till the break of dawn. I'm like a white man in a marathon. Now you know me, I am the M.A.R. Super educator master, I'm the superstar. Best of the man upon the king of the fat. Ain't no other MC. I break they neck, I rock the microphone down. You will say, ain't no other MC to rock and break your day. And I'll make your day and I give a rap display. Okay. Now I could go with the rhyming flow. And I'm highly recognized as the king of disco. Ain't no other MC messing with me, cause I'm the original B-I-Z-M-A-R-K. I'm with the E and U-C. Ain't no other Emma. Wanna get down with the super act rap dilemma of phenomenon going on and on. I got more popcorn than a popcorn. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm the B-I-Z-M-A or is it Kagan? I'm just bugging out. I'm big out.
All right, special for Lucas. What's up, y'all? This is Mike D, y'all, and you are listening to Cut Chemist on A Stable Sound. Check him out.
Thank you. We're getting ready to let our hair down, y'all.
Check. Hi.
So I want to just talk about Biz's sample choices.
Oh, cool.
His ear for music, but his ear specifically for like funky, melancholy rock, kind of, headed towards psychedelic, and it's consistent throughout. Slow, swinging, but kind of somber. Like I don't know if you guys pick up on it, but like check him out. Thing named Kim. And then when you go to Haircut, it's like I Told You, even Buck Wild, like these, it's so check it. But I mean, and the way it's sampled.
Get your berry.
Yeah.
Know your time.
I wasn't. This wasn't on my radar at all.
Come on.
Beautiful record,
you know
too.
What I'm saying?
I Need a Haircut, though, right?
Yeah, that's I Need a Haircut. But then he pans it.
Get your berry. Know your time.
And loops that, and raps over the vocal because, there is no,
There's no way around
that.
Get your berry.
I mean, to me, this is one of my favorite Biz songs.
Yeah.
I Told You.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
I mean, listen to this. It's genius.
This is for those who didn't believe that me, myself, and I couldn't achieve my goal or even get to my destiny. to be the SKBIZ. It was a rough road for me to pursue a career in rap to make it say hallelujah. For those who did, I'm not talking to you, cause I couldn't be there without you. Every time I see you, they always say, I knew you was gonna make it someday, but then when I was struggling hard, word, a peep of help from them was never heard. I always knew that I was gonna make it, no matter how much grief and aggravation I take it. And if you try to hold back me and my crew, remember, I told you, I told you, I told you. I'ma give you one incident from my past. When I had short money, droopy pants off my ass. I used to go to bar parties and clubs to enter and see how people who made it kick others to the curb. And then I said if I was in their spotlight, I would treat everybody equally right to get where I'm at now. I used to hand out flyers from school to school for New York and Alliance. It was me and Mike from Mike and Dave that used to do it. He said if you wanna be like them, you gotta keep to it. So I kept at it, cause it was hard work. I told them I was making a record. They gave me a smirk, like if I was incapable of doing a deed, or virtually impossible for me to succeed. You must be crazy if I wouldn't pursue. Only thing that I can tell you is I told you.
Man, I haven't heard this in a long time.
The music in his head,
yeah,
was so vast in every direction.
Yeah,
and so things like Donovan, obviously, you know, the Lee Dorsey record, you know, Get Out of My Life, and things like that.
But even the fucking Benny and the Jets shit.
Benny and the Jets, that's
you know?
like been the man.
This guy did not discriminate when it came to music that inspired him. The things that he chose to sample and rap over in kind of like from 89 on forward, it was a different emotional palette.
Yeah. He made 80 BPM sound better than nobody else too. That's what I loved, because you know, sometimes you stay away from 80, you want to make it dance floor ready, whatever it is, and he made 80 sit proper.
and to tell a story over it, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing was, like, I feel like Lee Dorsey, Get Out of My Life, Woman Drum Break was kind of like the first of the new type of break beats that people were looking for.
Yeah.
Get out of my life, woman. You don't love me no more. Get out of my life, woman. You don't love me no more.
Hey yo, check it out, this Cool G rap, and you're listening to the Fly ID show on 88.5. Peace. Hey yo, check it out, this Cool G rap, and this is the Hype Zone on 90.9. Yeah. Hey yo, check it out, this Cool G rap, chilling with the D-Man on 90.1 KGSU.
Another great sample.
It's time for me to revisit Haircut.
Woo! And I recreated the loop, which is an ingenious way. Like, he brings the snare back, boom, and then that.
Yeah.
And the thing was, it was the same year that
little shoelace
Breaking
action
Adams came out, and Extra P used it for the interlude after
You Know Life.
Yeah, for baseball.
Yeah.
And I remember because I heard that first, because that album came out first. And when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, there's probably really no way for that to be a rap song, because it's kind of a weird loop. And then this shit comes out. I was like, no, Biz did it.
But I'm gonna tell you the way it should really go, like the way he would say it. Now check this out. When I was young, he always dreamed of being rich, but compared to then, that'd have been a big switch. Driving big cars, wearing rings and ropes, but man, without a plan, all he had was hope. So he sat down and thought what he wanted to be, but it seemed no occupation had appealed to D. He didn't want to be a doctor, he don't like school. It wasn't that he was dumb, he just thought he was too cool. Cause all the money makers and the big time crooks, he never ever seen none of them carrying books. They used to be on the block, do whatever they please. Never had a 9 to 5, but still clock G's. Have a woman do whatever they commanded him to. And he thought, yeah, that's the life he wanna do like they do. So he started to flip and cut class with the big boys. Take up a kid's toy, cause he didn't dig noise. He'd rather run the block and watch the hustlers play. And he'll say he wanna be just like that one day. He used to run in the store, steal cookies and candy bars, watching the pimps roll by in their fancy cars, but never did the thought even pass. At the time, he supposed to had his behind in class. So when report cards came, all he received was a F-jack, and he got his neck smacked for cold getting left back. But yet, still he didn't care. Cause to him, school for the birds, so he didn't belong there. When he was only 8, he hung out with the pros, and he went from stealing candy to boots and clothes. He used to dip out to class, go straight to the mall, and he'll take anything from anybody at all. His neighbors used to ask his mother, Brown, what's wrong with your child? He done robbed my damn house again. Yo, that kid is buck wild.
And he uses the bouncy lady drum beat under it. Like, what a perfect fucking
That's a nice fit. That's a nice fit.
My God, man.
That's a nice fit.
So, yeah, I'm not, I'm a little fuzzy about who produced what, but I know he had a hand in the sample choices, of course. Mm-hmm. But whoever thought of that loop with that drum break should get a hip-hop medal.
That was heavy right there.
But wait, I want to hear about your recording sessions with him, though. Because you actually got in the lab with him. Like, Is this the next logical progression, or we got something in between this?
So I'll tell you how it went down. This is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So this is I hadn't seen Biz for a long time, and this is in 2010. When I came back from prison, I think, or did
doing a bid?
Did I go to jail yet? I don't think I was going. Yeah, that's right. I was going because I remember he was trying to talk me down. He's like, "You'll be all right, man." I was telling him about all my drama and shit, and he was just like, "You know what? Let's do a joint. Let's do a joint. Help you get back on your feet."
Wow.
Hey,
man, you never told me this.
Yeah.
This is interesting, man. This was his way of uplifting you.
Yeah. And I hadn't seen him for a long time. So to come from like the mid 90s Luke to like Jailbird Luke, I think he was kind of like, he picked up on it. Like he picked up on your being quiet and playing the background of that conversation.
I have a second story to the quiet thing too. The second story I had where I felt really insignificant was at a club. I heard he was playing at is it Kiss and Grind or Bump and Grind with Victor Duplass?
Yeah, it's Kiss and Grind.
Kiss and Grind. Okay, I always get that mixed up. And so I went up there just kind of randomly just to see Biz. So I just kind of sat on the stage in a corner, and Biz gets up on stage and the crowd's like, yo, going crazy. Biz sees me and he's like, yo, like, and I'm like, oh, he remembers me. So I'm already like, oh, this is a great night. I have a little drink in my hand. I'm chilling.
What year is this?
This is like semi-recent, dude. This is like 2010-ish
probably.
Yeah, 10, 9, something like that.
And it's out here in LA.
Out here in LA. Yep. Big venue, great following, Yeah. He gets on stage and gets right on the turntables, does some like wiki, and then he goes, yo, you know who we have in the house tonight? And he's like, we got the legendary DJ Numark in the house. Like the whole crowd, they don't know me for shit, bro. Then he just goes into his set, and I'm just like, that is crazy. Like, his priorities were really interesting, man. It was again, human approach to everyday life experiences.
I think if he's in the house and somebody feels out of place, he'll bring him in. Like that was
again and
one
again.
of his many superpowers.
You might have to like title this podcast something about human, man. It's just the human, really big,
the human orchestra.
Yeah, the human orchestra. Like he's like
he calls himself the inhuman orchestra, but he was the most human orchestra.
The most human orchestra.
Yeah, but I
Biz
remember
Markie.
that day. I remember very clearly that night. I should say it was like, I'm not sure why I'm here. Maybe I should just go home.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
you were in a place. All right.
You know, I've been through changes too.
Right. So I'm playing him my, I'm making the die cut record at this point, but I was in that zone where things were, a little bit dark. You know what I mean? I was getting into that like cassette new wave French shit, like really feeling it, and so I'm playing him beats. And let's do a joint. I'm like, fuck, all right, let's do a joint. I had a little closet, the mic in the closet.
So this is after he's trying to uplift you. This is
yeah. So this is I'm just like playing. Oh, here's I haven't seen you in a while. This is the kind of shit I'm doing. Check it out.
Yeah.
And so I play him. This beat comes on.
Well, you know what happened before? The crab bitch on the tour.
Like, what is this fucking cocaine rap? It's laying on me type shit. And so he's like, oh shit, that's dope. And I'm like, you like that beat? He's like, no, I don't. But the thing you had at the beginning was really cool. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that little interlude thing before the beat starts. He's like, I like that. He's like, you should loop that.
Makes sense.
It wasn't even on my radar.
Really?
Wasn't even on my radar. I was like, what do you mean? You mean that little thing with the talking in it? He's like, yeah, that's just funky.
Yeah.
You loop that, and I want to rap over that.
Right.
And so let me loop that real quick. And so this is the original first take of the song.
Well, you know what happened before? The crab bitch.
Okay.
Well, you know what happened before? The crab bitch.
Okay.
Well, you know what happened before? The crab bitch.
Let me see if I can do it. It's the B to the R to the Z M-A-R-K-I-E. Cut Chemist is down with me cause I'm Z. Original. Ain't no one material like me.
So, yeah, I just looped it because I didn't know how to get around it, give it the quality control treatment of getting around the vocals.
I always have had so much respect for MCs that'll take on a beat when there's a vocal in it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of MCs are like, hey man, that's just in the way.
Yeah, it's
like
distraction.
or they'll just ignore it. Like that's been my experience anyway. Like
Ghostface will rap right over a song.
Right through because they know their voice can cut. And we just talked about earlier in the podcast, like his voice cuts regardless. He knows his ability as an MC. He knows his strengths. He knows, I can cut through that.
Right.
Donovan, I cut through that.
Yeah, I cut through that. Or this shit where you can't even pan it. It's just in there. Like, and that whole thing was a freestyle. He didn't write shit down. He went in the closet, laid that shit down.
Rocked it.
And over that vocal. And then I was like, you know what? I really want to see if I can make it a solid loop without the vocal. And so... So taking the Apple and 3 Oranges record and finding parts throughout the song, where I can complete a 1-bar loop. So I took this part, and then later on taking this, and then completing it with the snare, and making a seamless 1-bar loop to open it up for Biz's voice.
Okay. We gonna go a little something like this. You don't stop, I keep her on. You don't stop, I keep her on. It's the B to the R to the Z M-A-R-K-I-E. Cut Chemist is down with me cause I'm Z. Original, ain't no one with material like me. Guaranteed to rock, do the right thing like Spike Lee. But you wanna hear me like Ronnie Cyclee. I'm the original, I'm not a hyphy. I just know how to rock down. Wanna get down with the brother with the funky French sound. The original B-I-Z-A. I'm rockin' with my man Cut Chemist in L.A. Ain't no other MC like the brother. Ain't no other MC than this king of the stutter. I know that I come with the
the golden voicing. That's what I get all the girls' body moisten. I want you. That's what I'm known for. But you know, Biz Markie got the rhymes galore. Yes, I got the most finesse. I'm the one that took the ass off Superman chest. Yes, it's me, Markie, king of records, and I'm the Beyonce. Don't that sound funky? C-U-T-C-H-E-M-I-S-T. You down with me? No, this is not a love rap, but I know how like the rock and make your hands say clap. You don't stop, I keep it on. You don't stop, I keep it on. You don't stop, I keep it on. You don't stop, keep it on.
A strong love. It's so for real. A strong love. It's so for real. A strong love. It's so for real. A strong love. It's so for real.
And I played it for him, and he was like, I think people are going to like it. Do you like it? Do you like it?
And again, kind of a little bit of a, not somber, but kind of, yeah. A little bit somber piano, rocky kind of thing going on. Yeah.
It's consistent to me with Biz Never Sleep and those records we were talking about.
Right.
So,
would you say that those were your favorite of his records, though?
Oh, dude.
Okay, so yeah, that's a yes.
Going off and Biz Never Sleep. It's tough to pick one because I get different. I listen to them for different reasons, but when you listen to Going Off, it's kind of a psychedelic record, and when you think about, you know, the visual, you know, they were going for psychedelia. But then you listen to things like the Biz Dance 2, which we'll get into your routine.
I completely forgot about that today.
Yeah,
there's so many stories with Biz. It's crazy.
Another wake-up show. Classic.
I can move my body when I'm dancing at a party. Like a ballerina that's drunk on Bacardi. I start dipping, jump, popping.
You know, you took the Biz Dance Part 2 with the Biz Mark, Biz Mark, go Biz Mark.
Yeah. I remember pulling the new from I Kill.
With the blue mark, new mark.
Oh, come on.
With the blue mark, new mark. This dedicated to everybody out there that know how to do it.
Which is one of my favorite songs. The way that the Black Heat, the flute.
So good.
Even like the way Cool V is like, hey, yo. But I gotta say, the one I listen to the most is Biz Never Sleeps, for sure. Like, check them out.
I used to play that all the time in my car. I remember that. All the time.
It's a big deal.
And I really like the Dragon.
Oh, word? I couldn't fuck with the Dragon because Chill Rob smashed it with the same loop.
Yeah.
You know, this feeling that I'm dealing is so appealing. It's shocking. Look how I got you rocking and reeling.
Yeah.
No one's fucking with Rob G over the Hard Times beat, man. Never, ever. No way.
But then the Old Spice commercial. That's I think what I liked. I was like,
hilarious.
I think once I heard like the Old Spice commercial comes in with Biz, I was like, oh, you can do commercials, you can do television shows. That's why I think why I like the Dragon so much.
Now this is a difficult subject about something that's crazy or overhead. They know they have something that people don't like, and they still continue to disrespect. The thing I'm talking about is an essence, a foreign fragrance with a presence that you can't see with the naked eye, but to the nose, it's a nuisance. It comes in so many forms, it's camouflage, and it will sneak up upon you like espionage. You might not know it, cause it won't show it, and you will swear it's just a mirage. It can be with you when you're talking. It will be so close you think it's hawking. With a bit of a twang, it got its own slang. It's even known in New Yorkin'. Everybody know what I'm saying, from here to the Himalayan. If you don't know, you must be doodle. This is what I'm saying about the Dragon.
I was like, that's cool. You can incorporate not just records. You can.
Well, I mean, nobody beats the Wiz.
So that's his shit.
Yeah, that is his shit. Also, you want to talk about taking songs that are kind of like off people's radar. I mean, check this shit out.
Remember when you ran away and I got on my knees and begged you not to leave because I'd go berserk? Well, you left me anyhow, and then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind. And they're coming to take me away, haha, they're coming to take me away.
You know, to take that song and do a rap cover of that shit, that's wild.
Oh, that's as wild as it gets.
This dude was wildin'.
Yeah.
That dude's taste was crazy.
Remember when they used to say that there would be something blame? You said that beats by lips just wouldn't work. Well, you walk right out the door and made me practice more and more. Now it seems that I'm totally obsessed. That's why they coming to take me away. They coming to take me away. Funny farm where beats are stolen all the time and whack MCs just stay around as long as I'm able to start and show up the men in the court. I'll be happy to go. They coming to take me away. Break down.
He covered so many spaces that a lot of MCs, artists, groups just can't cover. He's covered comedy. He's covered serious. He's covered hard.
Spoken word.
He's covered freestyle. He's covered spoken word. But the most important one we keep talking about is his human ability to connect. That's the sign of a true entertainer right there. Once you connect with your audience, it's like, the technical stuff comes if you practice, but connecting and seeing eye to eye, that's
and the need to explore, explore the unknown. Yeah. That was Biz.
Yeah. And not being afraid to expose the unknown.
Right,
which a lot of people are.
It seems like when Biz passed and all these tributes started coming out, just as important as the music were like a lot of memories, a lot of things that stood out that necessarily weren't on an album, right? Like the Roxanne Shante video keeps coming up. Basically, he went on tour to do those beats for her, from his mouth.
Right.
In lieu of like Marley going out there or whatever.
Yeah.
And then even just like remaining relevant over all these years, right? And being a generational figure in hip hop, like seeing him go viral on the internet with his own post
with Yo Gabba Gabba.
With Yo Gabba Gabba, but come on, in a onesie with like 7-inch turntables, it's like he created this moment that everybody was like, how is that even happening? Did he put up the loot to make these mini turntables, or did he get these custom made from Techniques? And I actually heard that it was from the head of Techniques or something wanted the Yo Gabba Gabba plug, and he was like, make me these turntables. But it's still like just this lure, like the Bob James without the bells.
He creates myth.
That one made DJs fight like a forensic analysis on the record, and would Biz have this record, and does it exist? But he went on to say that that's one of his most coveted records. So, it's kind of,
like I said, 95% of the stuff he told me that was completely outlandish is checked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Later on down the line.
Because the bells I wouldn't believe, but that's an interesting viewpoint, man.
How crazy is that? Make the music without the piano having the same story.
Yeah, I mean, that's on some like, you're tripping. And yeah, he's right. Disco's dead.
Yep.
Shit, one of my most played mixes of all time, he helped me put together. We're in the car. You've seen the footage.
What about GQ?
Well, that might be a little late, man.
No, it ain't. GQ Disco Nights?
Yeah, that 80?
No! Disco is dead after 79. You need that.
Wow. The 45 set in 93 at the Gaslight, I'm guaranteed that planted a seed for the 45 Brain Freeze shit.
Yeah.
Because that blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
we were all like, what the fuck?
In Future
going
Primitive,
on?
I told Mark, I was like, I want to do all 45s.
Yeah.
And so, Biz, once again, Biz is there changing the course of, my life, and the decisions I make.
Huh. I think one of the early quotes when he heard us, Jurassic 5, was like, man, if y'all would have came out 10 years earlier, you would have crushed it.
Hey, speaking of Jurassic 5,
I loved it. I died.
Speaking of Jurassic 5, I remember this story that you were telling me, Luke, that a concrete schoolyard was initially intended for.
Yeah, so when I did the Ike Turner loop, because it was just, piano driven, so naturally I was like, oh, pianos? I met Biz. He should be on this. But you also heard the same thing when you heard that loop, right?
My recollection of Concrete Schoolyard was we were sitting on the porch, just like the loop,
just like the
loop.
We were sitting on the porch.
We were sitting on your porch, and all of us were there listening to your beats. And I thought I said to you, I could be wrong. I thought I said to you, this is like some Biz shit, bro. Like that's fucking crazy. Like this is like some Biz emotional shit.
Right.
And it begs to make you wonder what would have happened if it was a Biz joint too, though. It's an interesting conversation. Then I got inspired from the Prism thing and put it on the J5 EP.
That's right. Yeah. Yep.
Going to artwork, so it's like all roads are pointing to Juice Crew.
Yeah. Got a lot to thank that guy for.
Yeah, definitely. The world does.
Yeah.
Well, big up on recording Moonlight, because there was a real energy that was captured on that song. So.
It helps that you guys were friends too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about the most.
And it helped that he picked the loop. Yeah. He didn't pick any of my loops. He was just like, nah. But that one you should sample and I'll rap over it. And I love that. I love the fact that he chose the music.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you feel that connection to it because I wanted it to be something that you would have just heard off of Biz Never Sleeps or Haircut or something like that. And it worked. Thanks to him picking the music.
Almighty Biz.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming through.
Thank you for letting us have a little closure with you, Luke. It doesn't close it all the way, but it helps a little bit, my man.
Yeah, definitely, man. This one's for Biz.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. We love hip-hop.
Yep.
And that's why we're here. So, Mike Styles,
yes.
My man DJ Numark, Cut Chemist, A Stable Sound. We are signing off. Nobody beats the Biz.
Nobody.
Believe that. Peace.
Take care of yourselves. Check in on each other.
Okay. 1, 2, to the beat, y'all. To the beat, y'all. You don't stop. I sing words of wisdom, knowledge of understanding. To be like me, take practice and planning. Come out fresh like a grand opening. Fender, bender, won't y'all slender. Kareem changed his name. Luau Fender, the Bob Barker, the Eddie Mustafa, the Pat Harper, Cindy Lauper. To be or not to be a celebrity, a little comedy with Eddie Murphy, Grandmaster Flash, the treacherous street, and the king of rock is Run DMC. To all the girls and boys that like to make noise, ladies and gents to spend dollars and cents, women and men that borrow win-win, and all the children inside of the tent to be a prince. Ruther and Jackson. Now my man Michael loves to eat cycle crazy way. So the crazy train. Not crazy, Joe eats the bowl out cold with the bebop rocket that'll help him grow. We don't give him it, won't you give him the crap, we'll feed him sausages and liver. Now, but seriously, I'm in a place to be, in a place to be without me. Yo, Red, I'm not with my man. 1, 2. Get on the mic and do the best you can. 1, 2, 1, 2, and we gonna do it like this. To the tick-tock, you don't stop. To the tick-tock, you don't stop. To the tick-tock, you don't quit. I know you thought this was some sexual bullshit. Well, I'm not. Hello, how are ya? Hot like fire when I'm creaming my motherfucker. And ice cream for riot. It's the top notch of hip-hop. Red Man of Rip Shop. You heard other albums, but wait until my shit drops. I got more styles and lifestyles of the rich and famous up the anus. Saying type shit to leave you brainless and puzzled. Plus to be a guzzle, make me hustle through the rock. The running man and the huckle buckle. Words to miss, I'm an unborn kid. I get biz who? Busy as a biz that made up checker 1, 2. Without the 3 and me, and I can sing. We're back to a first day of partridge in the pear tree. To the girls I wanna sex you up, mess you up. Lick it from ear to ear, from chest to butt. Later maybe, I lick you with Al, drive you crazy. Then you say, Red Man, you got the right one, baby. If this was amateur night, I banged Vanna White because she stole my Wheel of Fortune when the price wasn't right. See how family had a family feud when lose or draw. Fuck, she was in jeopardy. Tried to press her luck, roll up a big buck, so fix up with scratches on the quick cut. Didn't make it to the finals cause the New York Knicks sucked. But that's irrelevant. In other words, not important, but piece the Paxton, Clark, Wright, Pippen, and Jordan. So my man Biz is the place to be. Archer, sex, songs, the man G. B-R-Z, I'm a put A-R-K. Every record that I make a rock and break your day. B-R-Z, I'm a the K. I can't go to the show every time I rock the mic. I steal the show, but then I go, 1, 2. Yeah, remember I used to be with the Juice Crew, but now I'm on my own, got my own production, and I'm going on and on. I'm Biz Markie with my jeans, chilling in the place that they call Queens. Hey, I'm in Springfield. I'm at a record like an inject, and I won't overshield. B-R-Z, I'm a hey, I grab my bun. Queens is #1. Hip it to the rhythm of an MC Paul. Check out the brother. That is from New York. I'm walking picture like it is, and MCs will say, how did you get the name B-R-Z, I'm a hey, the B-R-Z, I'm a A-R-K. Every record that I make, I rake a day. The best is the man when I record, and then second you will like agree. Hey, it's me and the R-E-D-D-M-A-N-N. Found a record body. Hey, remember when the women used to say, how did you rock? I got more smarts than Mr. Spock, your red man. My man, what up? Get on the mic and do the best you can. Slow it down 1 notch from the DJ. Slow it down 1 notch from the DJ.
Hi, everybody. Who are you? I am the magnificent
DJ Cut Master, Cut Chemist on the West Coast.
I'm back
in the lab down in Southern California.
This is
a stable sound.
Bye, everybody.